this situation is affecting each individual person in very different ways. And some people are finding super empowerment in it. It's like, okay, what can I do? How can I help the world? How can I improve my life? Now's an opportunity for me to learn. And you have other people who are a mess, get extremely anxious, are frightened, are living in fear. What happens and how do you handle it when you've got those two different people living under the same roof?
Each of them has to take responsibility for themselves. So you're going to want to support each other. You're going to want to try to help each other. But if I match your energy, then this escalates into madness. So I'm going to give you so much like grace that if you're feeling heightened, and you will almost certainly bite at me, right? So you're nervous, and a lot of people when they're nervous, they become nervous aggressive. So you might lash out, you might say something, and I have every right to be like, don't take that out of me. Like, why the fuck are you yelling at me? I didn't do anything wrong. But if I do that, then that's gonna further heighten your anxiety. It's gonna increase that sense of overwhelm. So because I have a value system, which in our relationship, one of my highest priorities is to lift you up. So it's like, okay, well, cool. She is feeling this way. I'm not going to judge her for that because that's not going to help. This is the love of my life. So how can I be useful here? If I give her a ton of grace to be annoyed, be scared, be frustrated, lash out, whatever, then at the end of that, I can actually help her de-escalate. But if I match her energy because I have the right to match her energy and be annoyed, then I'm not going to do what I value, which is to lift you up and support you and make you feel better about yourself. So I would try to be, the more agitated you are, the more I'm going to be loving, the more I'm going to be relaxed. It's like if you're eating ultra spicy food, you drink milk, right? So you need something that soothes that energy. So I would do that. Like, just because you have the right to be upset doesn't mean that it's going to be useful.
So in the past, we've got into many arguments where we've just butted heads, or I'm heightened emotion and I don't feel like I'm necessarily getting what I need from you. And obviously you want to give me what I need and you're not. So you get frustrated. So those two frustrations start butting heads. But since then, we've really, I think it comes down to being honest about what you're looking for in those moments. And I remember once I was like, I just want you to get annoyed too. Like that episode in Sex and the City where Carrie is like, they're buying that apartment next door or whatever. And finally Aiden gets mad. And she's like, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. Because there is something to feeling like someone gets you. And now, that doesn't mean that you don't get me, even if you understand, but there's something about feeling bonded when someone feels that same feeling.
Let me tell you right now, if that feeling is fear and anxiety, leaning in for the other partner to match them there is a horrific idea.
Correct. And what I was going to say is, in the past, I don't know if you remember us having this discussion.
Oh, very much so.
And you even said to me,
but I'll say it's around one emotion, righteous indignation.
Explain.
Outside of that, like when you feel that the world is unjust and somebody's doing something they shouldn't and it should not be this way, then 100%. So if the person were saying, I can't believe that, testing isn't being done more rapidly. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I can't believe they're not testing. Matching that, righteous indignation, I get it, makes the person feel understood and connected. But if the person is like, this is all going to shit, we're not going to be able to pay rent, like, don't fucking join them there. That would be a catastrophic idea.
And we had that discussion where you're like, I totally understand, and we kind of almost separated the two and being like, I understand why you actually want to feel like, yes, that is shitty. And I remember also you saying, but when there are certain times, I'm not going to lean into it because it only like solidifies that feeling, versus it's like you have a different perspective and you are a calming effect in my life.
But I really, really want to make sure you and everybody else understands they've got to tease out the difference between righteous indignation, which sometimes I won't match you at. And all the examples that you're giving are that. Where, yes, even with righteous indignation, sometimes I'm not going to meet you there. It is not a winning strategy. I'm just saying, as a blanket statement, meeting somebody in fear and anxiety is always a losing strategy.
Right. And I'm saying, I totally understand. You have to talk about it because me and you have gone through it. We've spoken about like, okay, this actually upsets me when I don't feel like you're supporting me. And you have said, explained to me either why, or we've just given each other a breakdown of where we're coming from and what that effect and feeling is. I'm not much of an anxious person, but we have broken down when it seems like, for instance, in the past I've been irrational, okay? And you've said, hey, you're being irrational, because I'll be like all upset that you haven't supported me. And like, I haven't supported you because you're irrational. It doesn't mean that I don't love you. And that's my point, is that explaining that you still support them, that you still love them, but you won't match that energy because it's not good for them. And once we had that discussion, when I was emotionally sober and I could hear it, it really sank in. And it's like, yeah, you actually realize that when you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed, you do not want someone to pour fuel on that. You actually want someone else, like you said, with the milk, to actually bring you down and calm you down. But you have to have that discussion, because I really do remember feeling like you weren't supporting me, and that wasn't the case.
Word. I'm really curious, because listening to you, I don't feel that our disconnect was ever over, hey, you're not understanding me with the fear, anxiety. And so I think your point around that was, well, it's articulating the why you're not matching them. On that, I will say, really understanding the concept of emotional sobriety is going to be very important, because I fear that somebody listening to what you just said goes, oh, cool, I'm going to tell my wife when she's being irrational, hey, you're being irrational. And that would be a losing strategy. So the notion of emotional sobriety is, there are times where people are, they're neutral. They're not upset about anything. They're very open to feedback. And in those moments, to give somebody an explanation that's logical will work. It's not super useful to give somebody a logical argument when they're really in an emotional state. So you do have to pick and choose your times.
What up guys, Lisa here. Thanks so much for watching this episode. And if you haven't already subscribed, click that little button right in front of you. Click, click, click away. We release episodes every Wednesday, so be sure to get notified. Till next time, go be the hero of your own life.